Yo, yo, yo. Two seconds. Didn't make any announcement. Alright, just making the announcements. 2 seconds. I didn't do them, actually. Twits all. That's crazy. Is Trump speaking right now? Let me put the chat here. Let me put the chat. My fault, guys. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, that's good. How are y'all doing, guys? Yeah. What trade did you take today? I took a long. Actually, I took a long right here at around 10. I entered at 10:29 inside this breaker right here. This was the long I took. 10:29. Had my take profit being right here. So 25 handles. Stop loss was 25 handles also. Around this. My trade looked like this. So. Is the camera better? Like this? Or is it weird? Is it better quality? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. Alright. So for now, I don't see any trades that look clean. Price is actually not going anywhere where I could potentially take a scalp, so I'll see. Are all your trades 1-to-1? Usually, yeah. Usually they are. Do you speak French? Yes, I speak French. The question is, do I sound French? I do sound French. I'm cooked. So what do I want to see here? Inside this range, it's actually pretty hard. Like we are climbing to the upside without creating any sorts of imbalances. Like we're just slow grinding, wicking the previous candle all the time. So it's pretty hard to find your bias in those kind of days. So I would wait for a market participant to show me aggression in one side. You trade CPI tomorrow, Moss? I'll trade, yeah. I'll trade, but I'll wait for the news to happen before, I'm not gonna trade the news. On evals you can, but I'm not gonna trade it with a PA account. So I'll post my trade on Twitter actually right now. Like I currently have no losses on this account on those set of accounts for now. Which is crazy. Crazy to think about on a hot streak right now, definitely, but keeping my guard up because I remember what happened last time I didn't have my guard up and I tried to go heavier size, so definitely keeping my guard up right now. So still no losses, but the size that I've been putting in hasn't been too much. So I'm not entering too heavy compared to sometimes, you know, let's say beginning of October I was entering like extremely heavy. 1.2, 1.5 risk. Right now it's a little bit different. I'm entering for like 1,000, sometimes 800. Let's say today was 800. So let me go here. The thing is, if I go on tops, oh no, if I go on Project X, will that log me out? Let me see. That would log me out. Project X Tradeify. I think that will log me out of this. Yeah, GG's. But I need to take a screenshot. Everything for the Twitter. Let's see what they'll do. That good? Okay, that's good. All right. So I have the screenshot right now. I could do my tweet, so I'm happy. Definitely happy. And let me see this. Did I post the trade on that channel? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect. We'll put the chat here. Do you guys prefer this layout or the other one? This layout looks pretty good, pretty decent, I would say. Avez-vous rencontré des difficultés à trader sans volatilité apportée par l'actualité? He's asking, have I had difficulties trading without the volatility of news? Really good question. I'll say that when there's no news days and a big news, let's say on Friday or Thursday or something like this, markets tend to be pretty choppy. So usually your best bet is to trade AM session. There's still really good opportunities, but make sure that you are not looking at PM too much. You know, the PM session sometimes will bait you out in those kind of conditions. Like Monday no news PM session, it's it could be a shit show, and you got to know it. Gonna be like this. 10K subscribers soon. How many subscribers do we have? 6,660. Six, damn. That's not bad. Had a horrible 2 weeks. Lost one account. Still have another one, but I'm almost too scared to trade on it. Hmm. What's your strategy? What are you using as your strategy right now, Kino? I could have a better perspective on how I could potentially help you with the overall approach. Like what strategy do you use? Do you use a lot of discretion? Um, what is going wrong right now, you would say? Is it your psychology? Is it just your strategy not working and then you not accepting it and trying to answer too heavy after? Do a giveaway, bro. Why does it have to be about giveaways always, man? I did giveaways for literally every stream for like months since I first started on YouTube. I'll ask for some more growth. I'll ask for some more growth for you guys for sure. Because right now I only have Lightning accounts. So the only way I could potentially give Lightning accounts is if I have 200 likes. It's most likely not gonna happen right now. Didn't make any announcement, but right now, so I just traded live on Tradeify TV, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm kind of I want to reach that 10K soon, 100%. I need to tweet. I need to post my tweet right now, actually. What do you think about negative RR with your 15-minute unfilled gap in NQ? How can I confirm 10 points? Good question. I would say like you don't need it. You could you could basically easily put that risk to reward back up to one with how you can manage your stop loss while the candles are printing in your direction. You could also know your system so much to a point where it retraces in this certain area that will give you a better risk to reward. So I would say like below 0.8 risk to reward isn't viable. Truly, I really think that in prop firms it is, but with a live account, it's really hard. I would say below 0.8. At 0.8 and over, so 1 to 1, it will be really good. So I think there's still a lot of room for you to improve using the strategy. It gives you good risk to rewards most of the time. Excited about the Tradeify Cup. I am also, bro. Definitely. I want to see. I want to see if I can. Bro, I want to lock in that top 200. The only thing is like my playstyle don't necessarily fit with the aggression that you need in order to be in that top 200. Like you need to be so aggressive and take ginormous risk. I would say, like let's say the top 200, especially like the top 50, I would say like people who will have predicted the low of day since Asia session. I know it with like max size most likely. So like it will be hard to compete. But if I can catch my moves during New York session with a good amount of contracts and take, let's say, 1-2 trades a day max and leave, I'll be happy, man. I'll be happy. But my focus really is being able to stay on my hands until a really good setup shows up. Really, like I will not try to force any trades, knowing that when I'll enter a trade, I'll enter with a heavy ass size. You know, using the 15-minute orb strategy right now, very mechanical. Basically, broke my rules twice those 2 weeks. Trades just did not play out. Okay, if you wanna a little bit more curious about one-to-one risk to word, the thing is, let's say the one-to-one risk to word is extremely good, especially when you're using prop firms because the drawdown you need to deal with is pretty low. Okay, let's say you have a $2,000 drawdown with a 50K account and you need to make 3,000. If you're using a high risk to word strategy, then your risk of ruin, which is the number of trades you could possibly lose in a row with a 1 to 3 on this random distribution of trades, could be you could lose 5-6 trades in a row easily with a 1 to 3. But with a 1 to 1, it will be pretty rare. So you have the odds. The odds are stacked with you when you have a low risk to word when you're using prop firms. So that's first, because the risk of ruin is low. So knowing that, let's say you want your next set of 20 or 10, 15, 20 trades to be on your side, then you have way more chances of getting the payout with a 1 to 1 risk to word than with a 1 to 15 or 1 to 5 or 1 to 4. Of course, it is going to be good, but and with a live market condition, but for that drawdown, I would say 1 to 1 risk to word will give you that kind of edge using prop firms first. Second, you also have that psychological edge of, okay, I'm content with getting a piece of the pie. I'm not trying to force, I'm not trying to swing for the fences and go for home runs. There's a lot of stuff that psychologically I like about 1 to 1 risk to word because you're not greedy. You get all that greed away from you, which in my opinion is where most traders go wrong. And it's so easy. It's way easier to control your emotions with a 1 to 1. I will say, even if you could have 2-3 losing streaks, 2-3 trades that ended up, not working out in your favor, but and put you in a bad position, I will say, because it's a 1 to 1. But overall, the strike rate is so much higher. What the fuck is happening? The strike rate is so much higher that you will be able to control your emotions because you win more often. That's just for me overall. So hopefully that helped. You enter directly at the BB or after triggering the BB. You wait for. Okay, no. I wait. Let's say I have a breaker block. Let's say there's a breaker block and there's an unfilled route above me. Then I'll try to time my entry with the pullback to the breaker to see price opening higher towards the unfilled or my target, depending what model I'm trading. That's exactly what happened. 6 losing trades and how many such risk. That's when my psychology crashed. Yeah, for sure. It's like you need to know yourself also as a trader. For me, I know I hate to be wrong. I have a hard time having success with high risk to reward because when I start losing a lot of trades in a row, I tend to, ask myself if I got lucky in the first place on the random distribution. You know, it's like flipping a coin. If you flip a coin 100 times, you could easily end up with 70 or 80, heads. But it doesn't mean that you have an edge. Okay, so you need to do it a lot of times in order to know exactly if you have edge or not. And let's say statistically, with a higher risk to reward, it's you will consistently try to blame yourself for not taking profits or being a little bit too greedy, or trail your stop loss here. And okay, it's for me, it's not it. It's just not it, especially with prop firms. So there's a lot of stuff that goes with high risk to reward that are extremely good, and that people would be making possibly more money than me. Like, especially let's say in the Tradeify Grand Cup, I know most likely someone who's gonna win it has a high risk to reward. But how consistent can he be outside of a cup? That's really important. Helped a lot. Thank you. I'm gonna start back this thing 1-to-1. Yeah, if you truly think about it, a 1-to-1, like if you flip a coin, okay, 1-to-1, you put your stop loss right here, you put your take profit right here at the same exact place. If you flip the coin, of course it doesn't really work like that, but if you take, let's say, 100 trades like those, you're most likely gonna end up in a statistic of like 45% or 50% win rate. Okay, just there, just because you have statistically a the same target as your stop loss. But imagine if you add edge there, if you add, okay, I'm gonna add this confirmation and this framework and this timing aspect and this, that, it could go easily to 60%, 62, 64. And then you try to add another rule here, and you know there's a lot of stuff you could be doing. A lot of stuff. 100%. What's your personal win rate? It varies, bro. There's months that it's 60%. There's a month that it's 72. There's months that it's 80. Overall, it's around like, I would say like 68, 72, sometimes 60. Like overall, I would say like 68. If I'm being truly honest, 68, 67%. And it's really good for a 1-to-1. But I'm not going to be there and say 90%. The more you try to chase win rate, the more you're chasing low risk to reward statistically, because those markets are changing. Let's say the only way to make sure your edge is viable is to try to adapt to the market conditions by using a similar framework. So, like, it's not, let's say in a certain year, I could be potentially switching few entry criterias for my strategy because of what I saw. So it's not I can't say, okay, I have a strategy that is exactly those set of rules and it has this amount of win rate every single year. It just can't be. So there's years that it will be extremely good. There's years that I need to adapt some criterias because the pullbacks are deeper. Um, when it does this, then that happen more often. But it's all with the same framework overall, which is extremely valuable. This is the most important concept, in my opinion, is having the same framework every single day when you go in front of the charts. Then the adaptation becomes easier. Let me just do my tweet. How to pass eval? You wait for CPI and you full port longs and short. Oh my god. No, to be honest, there's two ways. It's either you're being extremely aggressive or extremely passive. Uh, let's say what I'll do sometimes is that I'll wait for my A plus setup to show up and then enter heavy size and win it or lose it. This is usually what I do with evals. That's just my approach because um, I don't like to I don't the opportunity cost of me not trading a real account is more than me trading an eval. Is more than me blowing the eval, I would say. Mm, We do this 30% discount. Uh, this image. Damn, the layout looks clean like that. On God. On God, the layout looks clean like that. I look like a real streamer right now. On God. What's your A plus setup? My A plus setup is when, let's say, I go down. Let me show you an A plus setup right here and explain that to you. An A plus setup would be this. So let's say here I have price going aggressively to the downside with the second candle. So this candle displaces, and we know that if this third candle prints and closes without tapping the first candle's down wick, we will have an unfilled gap above us. And I know that gaps are magnets, so I will try to target those gaps, especially if we can't close below the second candle. So now, if this candle right here sweeps the low, is failing to accept price below the previous candle's low, and gives me an inversion for value gap or a breaker, an order block, I will try to long back towards the unfilled. So look here what happened. If I go on this 2-minute chart, so I'm playing the third candle here, we open, we create a 2-minute gap, we disrespect it right here. I would go long, stop loss right below this candle's low, take profit inside the unfilled gap. Okay, it's still not created, but it will get created when this fair value gap will hold, well, when this inversion will hold. So here, if I go on this 15-minute chart, you'll be able to see the unfilled is right there. Okay, because I basically predicted that this candle was going to close that way because we inversed the gap. Or you could wait for more confirmations. You could wait for a breaker block, an order block. Let's say here in this case, there was this order block. It was a really good entry back towards the unfilled with a tighter stop here. You know, so this would be a really good setup. I'm looking for all the time. But you need the market to create some sort of trend. You need the market to set up in a set up some sort of displacement in one side. Was that good explanation, bro? Come on, bro. Let me know, bro. Yo, yesterday, Patrick Wyland like he replied to one of my tweets. I was like, damn, is he gonna come after my neck? But he was being nice. He said he knocked me out. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna try to debate too much. That guy's the Punisher, bro. That guy, that guy's the type of guy you don't want to beef with, you know? Let me just post the tweet of the setup that I took today. I'll post it in a few minutes. All right. Any questions regarding strategies, psychology? We talked a lot about psychology in the other call on Tradeify TV. Can I use the same model in any session? Good question. I would say you could try it. You could go try and backtest it. Um, of course, the results are always going to be different if you're trading outside of New York session on a pair that has a lot of volatility during New York. But So basically, look, if I go on this 15, basically what you want to do as a trader first before you even know, let's say before you even try to find your strategy, is go on the higher time frame and try to predict where price is most likely going to go. If you do this, then you're gonna be, the strategy that you're gonna build is gonna be off of good basis. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, let's say here today, what was I able to read here on this chart? Okay, we're forming a gap. To be honest, I'll take accountability. I definitely tried to long even if we had that confirmation. Okay, and I got smoked on that on one play here, but let's not talk about it. But what I can see here, let's say we have an unfilled fair value gap right below us. What does that mean? It means that price failed to close above the previous candle's high. We have a magnet level below us. I think that price could go from this candle all the way back to the unfilled gap. Did it happen? Yes. Then I took a long because I had the right confirmations, rejecting the gap, and I was bullish overall. This is why I longed and took the loss in the first place, but let's not talk about it. But let's say you go in on another day, okay? Let's say here, okay? Hypothesis is that fair value gaps get filled when they're being created, and I want to target them, okay? 15-minute gap gets created. What happens after? Sweep, push up, fills the gap. Could you find a potential trade right here when we're close to that gap? Yes, you can, okay? Then what happened? We're displacing here, okay? We could be potentially taking a long from here back towards this gap. Am I longing? Yes, I'm longing right now. Boom. What's happening? Internal gap gets filled. This is a framework that is accurate, you know. Let's say here, the day before, displacement candle, 1045. This candle is failing. We have an unfilled gap right below us. I would try to short, target this internal gap. What happens? Goes in. Same thing here. Fair value gap gets created, failing to close above, shorting back towards this gap. Do you win? Yes, you do. You see here, you fill the gap. So like you need to find something on the higher time frame that works so well, and and just keeps delivering and delivering and delivering to a point where, okay, now I could potentially scale down to those lower time frames and find a reason to enter that matches this framework overall. That's the biggest mistake, is just going on the 1 minute chart and try to predict every single move. There's always going to be a break of structure. There's always going to be, moves up, moves down. But can you accurately have the right bias all the time? Not all the time, but at least 60% of the time. To be honest, I didn't even call that out, Hauler, so it's not that deep. But I appreciate you, bro. What's good? What's good? Yeah, I put a new layout right here on my own. Hopefully you guys like it. Looks pretty clean. Do you guys like it? You guys like it or not? Let's say here, what is happening? 1050-ish. Could be seeing the same thing. If we don't trade back towards this first candle's up wick, then I could be potentially shorting the market if we find resistance here. If we're chopping here, we push up, then we fail. I could take either this inverse or this breaker back down towards the unfilled gap. This is what I'm looking for. Do you ever trade ICT 2022? Yes, I do trade the ICT 2022 model. Like the 2022 model is just high, low, higher, high, lower, low, breaker. But can you understand when that will work out? Because if you take all of them without any reason behind or framework on the higher time frame, you're cooked. Like you're 100% cooked. On God. Because I definitely tried it. And I think it was debunked by quantum finance and quantum traders that market structure shift was a negative expected value trading system if you only take it from the market structure shift. The context, yeah, exactly, break trades. The context is by far the most important aspect of your trading. It should be 100%. That is 130%. Don't forget 30% using code AMOS. CPI tomorrow. 1 plus 1 equals 2. You guys already know what it is. CPI tomorrow. The CPI does deliver, though. That's what I'll say. It does. It definitely does. I just want to know who's full porting CPI tomorrow. Just want to know. Type one if you're full porting CPI tomorrow with at least one account. It's a known strategy now. I think everyone knows about it. Back in the day, like I would say like 8 months ago, 9 months ago, it was like, oh shit, I could do that. I'm able to get a payout from 25k Lightning. I won. I'll buy 150k Lightning account. Nice. I'll say this, Holder. I think the best thing to do is, without any like, I'm objective here. Okay, the best thing to do is being able to trade the same account size all the time. If you have a 150k account to your right and you also have a 25k, you can't copy trade them. So it's gonna be difficult for you to just replicate those kind of results through a copy trader, I would say. So like the best thing would be to just have multiple either 50ks. I would say 50ks are just the most friendly accounts for your pockets, I would say. Okay, 550k growth accounts or 550k lightning accounts with Tradeify would be, your best bet if you don't have too much capital to invest in. If you were gonna be like, let's say, putting in, if you were gonna be putting in at least like, let's say, 2 to 5k in a live account, then you should buy 550ks, 100%. 550ks are like what, 2,500 bucks USD. So like you're better off just trading 150ks with the drawdown and the fact that you could be making 100k off of 4 payouts. But yeah, I'm now going for my second 50k. Nice, really nice, bro. That's that's great. That's actually great. You give me an idea of this current trade, yeah. So this candle is going to close in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. If it closes back inside the range of the previous one without closing above it, basically above the previous 15-minute candle's high, it means that there's going to be a rejection from this high here plus an unfilled fair value gap right below us. I know that price goes from a state of being balanced to imbalanced, and then when it's imbalanced, we usually find those retracements to find fuel in the market. So those moments, this is what I'm looking at. I want to see when we create those imbalances and those inefficiencies, we call them, so I could target those inefficiencies because I know price is overextended and it needs fuel in order to push up or down. So like those kind of pullback plays, you could be making money when price is going up or down. So let's say a trend is high, low, high, low, high, and then you could be making money shorting the market here towards a fuel level, towards a fuel level, towards a fuel level, instead of just riding the trend, because you never know if those buyers are going to defend their positions in order to create new highs. But if you do take the counter trend play here, which in my opinion is one of the best, then you find yourself in a situation where you have a lot of your trade has a lot of substance, because you're using the concept of overextension, squeeze, participants being greedy, trying to buy the market at premium, when responsive sellers should be the ones stepping in, because price is at a premium and sellers like it, you know. So it's using context overall. I would say those kind of plays are my favorite. Like I usually I usually look for those kind of pullback plays. Even like usually this is what I'm looking for, I would say, on my 150k accounts. I like this trade. Right now I don't like it because we're closing above this high, and also this forward candle is going to close in like a few minutes, so we could have a rally. So I don't really like it that much. I already got 2 payouts and third is coming, but I have to complete more 8 days of trading on Tradeify. It's possibly on another firm you're talking about, because Tradeify, you don't have to do that. Can we trade all 10 accounts? You could only be trading 5 accounts at the same time with Tradeify. So like 550k gross, or 550k lightning, 550k lightning. But you could have like one of, let's say you could have a 50k, 150k also. But that becomes hard to manage your size and manage your trades, because let's say you have a 50k and a 25k, then the size will be extremely different. Would you still take a trade on your 150ks after making 788? To be honest, I got scammed of like 160 or 170 bucks on the trade that I took this morning, bro. Like my TP was, you definitely guessed what happened, but my TP was like right here. I had my TP being like 2 handles above this high. Okay, on God, it was right here. My TP was exactly here. Okay, like just few handles above the high, literally here, and it wicked so aggressively. So I took my profits right here, or like, yeah, I think right here exactly. It just spiked so much. Like if I go on this 1 second chart, you'll be able to see it really well. But that was unfortunate. So like, is it here? Yeah, you see like this 1 second spike. I think it's here. No, it's not here. What the fuck am I talking about? 135. It was before that. Okay, here, yeah. You see, this was my take profit, but this was like the initial target I wanted to see. But look at what happened in like 1 second. So like I got scammed of like 4 or 5 handles, but with 2 contracts. So it's like almost 200 bucks. So kind of painful. I wanted to make like 960 on this trade. Ended up making 788. Oh, good. So I know that I'm just gonna keep going, So I'm not gonna take any trades after that. All their right now, I think right now I'm in a state of mind where I don't want to be taking more than one trade a day. I'm really trading to live another day, or live to trade another day. And yeah, I think I'm performing way better doing this, because I always look back at the chart. I'm like, damn, why the fuck did I take this trade? I should have just been patient for the next day, and there was a really beautiful setup that I could have taken. It's always this, always. And like you look back at your journal, you're like, damn, I missed out on 1.5k or more than this, way more than this in a lot of cases. But yeah, just find what works for you. So I'll say it's not a bad thing to take multiple setups, but you just need to know yourself. And for me, I find myself being in a better state of mind, being more patient as a person, being more, enjoying trading a little bit more when I don't have multiple trades in a day. If I take a trade and I lose, I'll be super healthy mentally if I lose it and I just walk away. But if I lose 2 trades in a row full size, or 3 trades in a row full size, then it's gonna impact my day. Then it's gonna, my mood is gonna change. Knowing this, all right, let's just walk away and let's try again tomorrow. That's it. And that's possibly a struggle that low risk reward traders have, most likely, I'll say. So oh my days. All right, we don't want this high. God damn. Could be going for this 15-minute unfilled. You see what I was talking about? Those fuel levels, 15. As soon as this candle opens, it wants to drive down towards this 15. It wasn't the case, like the scenario I wanted to see. I wanted to see us close below this line here, which is 25,276. If we did, then this inverse would have been a good play if we had a candle that was normal size. What is the max risk on a single trade on these accounts? On my 150K, I would risk maximum, like at the stage that I am, I'm not too far away from the payout. I'm gonna risk like max 1.5, 1.2. I would say 1.2. I don't want to risk more than 1.2. I'm talking shit. 1.2. 1K, 1.2 max. That's what I'm risking. Whenever I see you, bro, I can see only patience. You carry an aura that is reflecting in your chest. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. If that's what you guys are seeing from me, appreciate you. I think I'm definitely trying. I'm not definitely not where I want to be as a trader. We all have things to work on, but definitely the patience part. I think I've come, like, I am at a point where I have my strategy set down, and it's been a while that I have it set down, and the only thing I need to work on is not necessarily the patience. I'm pretty patient when I'm in front of the chart, but I'm impatient when it comes to the scaling. So I need to be a little bit more patient and let time do its thing for the scaling. Of course, let's say you want to become a multiple 6-figure trader or 7-figure trader, and if you try to rush the process too much, then you're just gonna hurt yourself. So in that part, I would say I still have to be patient and let the time do its thing. But in terms of waiting for my setups to happen and not taking anything, yeah, I definitely I have it settled. But I appreciate you, bro. If that's what I'm carrying, then I'm happy, bro. Have you ever looked back lately where you were like, damn, I've made it this far? Good question. I'll say this. Um, it definitely happens, but you just it's just something that it's such a weird feeling, because I think the moment you get what you always wanted, you've always been that person before, or way before you ever had the chance to just experience what you ever wanted. I think like you become the person that attracts those kind of stuff into your life way before it even happens into your life. So it's not like it's a shock, you know. It just goes gradually and gradually and gradually, because the compounding effect of doing the right thing over and over again, um, in a span of 2, 3, 4 years is just life changing. With the amount of opportunities that we have right now nowadays. So I'll say, definitely I do. Sometimes I do, and sometimes it happens, but it's not like a shock, or it's not like, damn. It's just, I'm just grateful. I'm so grateful. That's really where I'm at. Like when I look back, I'm like, I'm just grateful for every single thing that I have in my life, because what God gives, He can also take. So it's more gratefulness rather than just, damn, I'm that guy. Really. But yeah, and like a lot of people are gonna be sharing, let's say, their mindset about, okay, you need to never be satisfied with what you have, and I would totally disagree. Of course, you need to have high expectations of yourself and want more, achieve more things as a person, but I would think that the state of mind and the state of being, which is gonna make you really shine in this life, is the gratitude, is showing gratitude and showing that what you have right now, you're lucky to have it. Not lucky in a sense like, okay, you won the lottery, but you are, uh be grateful for what you have, and because not everyone gets the chance to experience such things. So make the best of what you have, and try to go, and try to have a positive impact on other people also. So like, trying to achieve more and more is good, but me being grateful for what you have all the time is even better for me. Yeah, you definitely need to, like, you need to be proud of yourself at all times. You got to be, let's say, like, even if let's say you blew an account, or you blew 5 accounts. All right, let's say you blew 5 accounts today or last week, but you got to pay out, or right now, that you just have your strategy settled down, and it's a question of time. You can be proud of yourself. It's a learning curve. You could be proud of yourself for for a lot of stuff. It doesn't need always to be success. For me, let's say, the moment I was the proudest was when I found out my strategy. Like, I couldn't believe it. Literally, I was like, nice. After those fucking long years, now I know exactly what I'm doing, what I'm gonna be looking for, how many handles I'm gonna target, this and that. And every time I would blow an account, I wouldn't really care, because I knew at the end, from the bottom of my heart, I would be able to make it all back easily. Did you use any other strategies before you locked in on the strategy that you were using? No, yeah, definitely. I used everything, bro. I tried, like, possibly, if you can ask me anything about literally any strategies, I would know. No, I literally, the market auction theory, the TPO chart, order flow, volume to anything, supply and demand, support and resistance, trend lines, EMAs, VWAP, opening range breakout, um, initial balance breakout, anything, opening range gap fill. I literally, all those concepts, tried them all, bro. Everything. 2022 model, inversion model, SMT, market structure shift. Um, bro, everything, bro. Like, you see all the models that those ICT guys are doing. Everything. Inversion. Uh, bro, I tried purely just market structure. Elliott wave. It's talk to me about anything that you could ever know about trading, and I definitely know some things about that. No lie, because I've literally tried everything. And was it a good thing that I did that? Yes, because I knew how much. Um, Basically, it made me realize that you, I was never gonna be good at something if I didn't take the time to really learn it. And one thing I truly think about a lot is the fact that what if I just stuck to order flow back in early 2023? How would my trading be right now? I always ask myself that. Always. I'm like, imagine if I stuck to the TPO footprint, this, that. What would my strategy be right now? Like what I would definitely have found something 100%. Not in the way that I found my strategy right now, but definitely do ask myself those kind of questions. Like, oh, would I have a high risk to reward? Would I be trading a live account right now? You know, because your life depends on your decisions that you make all the time. So imagine, just imagine. Didn't realize you were live. Did you find a setup? Right now, don't I didn't find any setups. I'm still bullish for now. I still think this 15-minute gap has quite some chances of holding in order to create new highs. Could potentially be taken along here at around 65 light risk on this account, but we'll see. I use trend lines and VWAP on gold, micro gold, is the only strat that keep me profitable. ICT never clicked for me, but I know it works. Yeah, if it works for you, bro, and you're comfortable doing it, and it prints money for you, that's perfect, man. A lot of stuff could be working. I know it because the probabilities are infinite, literally infinite. You could find an edge doing something else. I know it, but it's you still need to be really good at what you're doing. I don't believe that you could get lucky in a sense where you always take the right decision here and there, and like you need to know exactly what you're doing in this endeavor. Are you expecting this current trade is struggling to go up? What should I do in that condition? Not trade, just walk away. Appreciate you, resilient trader. You just dropped in to leave a like. Appreciate you, my brother. Did you find it was harder to hold in longer trades, or that you prefer quicker trade scalps? It's really for the explanation I gave before. It's really because I understood that from ground zero, your best bet is to trade prop firms. You know, to really get out of your own situation. Let's say you're not in a good situation. The best way, your best bet is to trade prop firms, because the return on investment is sometimes 17x, 15x, 20x sometimes. So knowing this, I knew that I needed to find a style that would suit prop firms. So I approached trading by knowing that I was going to be a prop firm trader, which is different than a lot of people. So knowing this, like, I knew it was never an option to go for 1 to 5s, because I didn't have the capital in order to build up a live account, even if it would potentially be a really good system and to grow a live account. So it was really going into trading knowing that I was going to be a prop firm trader, if it makes sense. What do you do when you're not looking at the chart or at the gym in your free time? Bro, what I love to do, because the thing is, when you go out, all right, it's what I when I go out, it's either I go to the restaurant, because I don't go to clubs or anything. So like usually what I'll do when I go out is go to the restaurant. But if I don't go to the restaurant and I just meet with my friends, let's say I either go out to the restaurant, meet with my friends, chill, But outside of that, really what I do in my free time, gym, uh I game sometimes. Usually like at night at around like 9 p.m. I'll open up my Valorant and play some games because not everyone has the same life as us. That's one thing about being a trader is it becomes lonely if you don't have trader friends. Everyone is just at work. Everyone is just telling you, "Yo, I can't hop in, bro. I can't go to the restaurant tonight. I have this to do. I have a math exam tomorrow, or I have this and that." Like life is like it's so it's so lonely. I would say if you don't have trader friends. So I would say gym, making videos, also um but I do work a lot, bro. I do work a lot with my current schedule right now. Definitely. After all these, what kind of model would you advise a younger version of you? What model to focus on specifically? To be completely honest, on God, and no shade on anyone throwing out any models out there, but I would say like the framework I give on YouTube is by far the best. Like no, like after all of this explanation, I would say that if you can master candle behavior, okay, what is a candle close? What is a candle rejecting? And where are the targets? Is it an unfilled 15? Is it an internal buy side? Is it an internal sell side because of what happened? I would say the framework that I would use 100% if I had to start again and I saw one of my videos, I would be fucking tripping on God. Because there is at least one trade that you can take. And you could master the behavior inside because why is it so good? You have time and price aligning, which is not something that a lot of people have in their system. You know, you have time, you have price. If you can't time a higher time frame candle closing while a brand new one is opening, you like so many stuff are outside of your control when you're just trading price action. You're literally trading blind. So if I had to start again, I would watch all my fucking YouTube videos, and if I found videos like those, I would be, on God, I don't see when I see trading content stuff, it's usually like super vague. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's super vague. It's like, yo, I did this because of that, and I felt that way, and it's usually not mechanical or methodical approach at all. So I responded to your question, un fully unbiased. What I would do like from zero, I would go literally to T Trades, okay? T Trades, which is a YouTuber. I would learn all the concepts, all the ICT concepts, because I think like when you can understand those concepts, you have, a good you can understand the lower time frames and the overall structure of the market. Then you go and find a strategy, which is what I show on my YouTube. But what people will do is that they will try to create, let's say they will think that this language of ICT is a strategy in and of itself. So they will try and try and try with discretion, but they don't understand that without a clear system, a clear approach of where you're putting your stop loss, when are you scaling down to the 1 minute chart, when do you have a bullish bias, when do you have a bearish bias, and all of those stacking up together with the concept of time, price, structure. Man, it becomes so complicated, way more complicated than what you could be thinking. It's not just price breaks here and I go short. Price will break in all sorts of areas, and it's scary to think about that. You need to make this work in the next 5 years. Don't think too like short term. Like, bro, lock in on a real strategy. Like, find your strategy. Like, become good at what you're doing. Don't do that for 2 years. Then look back at your years and be like, shit, I could have made way more progress if I did this, if I had this approach. Don't be blind. Don't be like, hold yourself accountable. Be a man. Be, you know, like, know what you want, I would say. But yeah, discipline, of course, it's really important. What you do when you fail your eval yesterday, I lost. I'm not able to overcome that. Depending, what's your situation? Like, did that eval make you feel that way because you don't have a lot of money to buy another one, or do you feel like down because you didn't respect your rules, but you can still buy another eval and do it again? Did you ever try swing trading? Yes, I did. Like I backtested a lot of swing strategies, but never like put on a trade for swing. But when I'll go into swing trading, I'll swing. I swing options for sure, which is something I'm looking to get into this year, 2026. How much point on average is your TP and stop loss? It's always depending on structure. Sometimes my stop loss will always be below an internal low when I'm long. Okay, I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. My take profit will usually be here. So depending on the day, this could be a 25-point stop. This could be a 40-point stop depending on the day. But I'm adjusting it with the amount of money I want to risk per trade. Unless you're right, because I didn't have my strat before bumping into you. I would have traded your model. It's very mechanic and it does leave much room for error. Appreciate you, bro. Yo, Ba, are you? I think, bro, did you ever make me a thumbnail or something? Is it like 360 Ba? I remember your name from Discord. I have, I think I don't know if it's you though, but yeah, let's say gold. If you're trading gold, it's like it's a really good pair that could, go extremely far. So, like a high risk to reward strategy on gold could be extremely good. Like 1 to 3s, 1 to 4s on NQES. Damn, like price retraces a lot, man. In those pairs, you have to be like it does retrace a lot, and it will come back to your break even spot 15 times before pushing to the upside. It's a pair, I would say, with a lot of consolidation phases. But if you can catch trades like those, let's say inside this trend, you see how much we pulled back here to keep going on that trend. Let's say there is pairs that will out there that will like swing for way longer. That is still a really good trend overall, but look at the New York session. Like on this 15-minute chart, it's still a broadening formation and accumulation phase. During that whole New York session, like it's still hard to trade. It's not a clear trend. Let's say like this on gold. Damn. Nice, nice. Keep going, bro. You won't tell us you're a pro boxer. Yeah, to be honest, I've done boxing in the past. I won't lie. I started in I've never done boxing for more than like 5 months straight. But I'm like on and off with boxing since like 2022 or 2023. So like go for 4 months, stop. A year later, go for five, stop. A year later, don't even go. A year later, go for 3 months, stop. That's basically my career in boxing. You trade the strat. I trade it, but with a little bit more context sometimes, and different variables. Sometimes I will not necessarily wait for an unfill to get created, but this is just how I was able to, find This is just cues I was able to find using a certain framework and mastering it. You know, if you go back on the chart and look at a framework, then have, let's say, 500 pictures of this framework, and what the 5 minute chart looks like, what the 1 minute chart looks like, then you're going to be like, okay, when this happens, then I have no chances of winning the trade. Or when this happens, even if we don't have this variable, it still works. So then I add, some more potential entries that could possibly be taken. That's really where I am. So like sometimes there will be an unfilled, sometimes there will not be an unfilled, but overall, I think you should stick with the unfilled because it would take you a long time to understand why I don't why I don't wait for an unfilled sometimes. My base hit is 10 points, and some of my trades are less than 20 seconds, and I was banned from some firms. I don't know if it's possible to do that on Tradeify. I think your trades would be like, it needs to be more than 10. I think it's like half of your trades needs to be more than 10 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Or they possibly changed that rule. I need to see. I need to look back. Gold is shit. Nah, it's really good, bro. Uh, Dardan, I would say, especially if you're trading prop firms, it is definitely 100%. And I think if you're trading futures, also it is. I think the only reason that people will think it is not is because, um, let's say that there's this aspect of speculation and risk, but there is this in every single business. When you buy stock from something, and you basically are gambling the fact that you will sell that stock during that year. If you have, like, let's say, a clothing brand, or if you have anything, let's say a restaurant, it's the same thing, literally. If you take it seriously and as your job and you don't gamble, it is definitely good. I don't know why Tradeify is not supporting Morocco anymore. I don't know either, bro. I truly don't know. But there's multiple firms that don't support Morocco anymore. I think, not name names, but. And also, one thing, Dardan, is the fact that futures, let's say, what I trade, you can't hold the trade overnight. So there's no, let's say, there's no fees, there's no interest, basically. So if there's no interest overnight, then that's good also. Mm, I don't know for what reason. Could be like fraud reasons or like their government reasons, possibly. I would have to ask Brett about it. But yeah, let me see if we can find a trade inside this range. The range is wide as fuck here. Still think we're gonna go back towards this high. That is a good reaction. 30. Yeah. Yeah, today is pretty wild day, I will say. It's really hard to find a trade in those scenarios. Like, we're barely forming anything that is clean. I do. Right now I try to do one trade a day for sure. One trade a day, walk out, and not letting anything trigger me anymore. If I can say in that sense. Hey guys, we're 100 on the stream. Like the stream if you're an OG. If you like, when is there a giveaway? There's no giveaway today if we don't have at least 200 likes. And the only accounts that I have left to give away are 50k lightning accounts. So like make sure to like the stream, show some love, and sub to the channel also. We're almost at 7,000 subscribers. So also just make sure you go on my Twitter and repost the tweet to access to the giveaway. I'm giving away a 50k lightning account tomorrow. I'll select the winner. So we'll see. We'll see who will win that. Did you do the X giveaway already? No, not yet. What's up, agent? How are you doing? Yo, mas c'est moi 5. J'ai fait le payout. Nice. Nice, bro. Good job. That did. Congrats, my brother. One of my members from my Discord just got his payout. Let's go. Make sure to post that shit. Is it how much? Is it like 6k? Another, is it 4 accounts again? Must I win? Don't forget. Yeah. 2 payouts in 2 weeks. What the fuck? Yo, bro is on demon. Good shit. Good shit, bro. Is it okay? 6,800 US or CAD? Well, congrats, bro. Doing this at your age, insane, man. That's uh, that's amazing, bro. Congrats to you. Did the CRH also get any payouts from last time? Since the last one? Are you guys trading together? Also? But yeah, these are members from my Discord saying that they got payouts, so congrats, man. Also, people from literally from Montreal, Canada, also. So let's go. Well, I will say this: the last, like this month, has been like crazy good market conditions, like crazy good, like to a point where like it's insane. I'll show you. I'll show you my journal. So let me just show you guys. All right, so you guys can see it hopefully. So like that's the trade that I took today. Longs, right here. So I'm gonna post. There are the longs made around 788. Got scammed of like 160 because price just went down aggressively. So let's say here I go on performance stats. You guys can see like I still haven't lost on those set of accounts. So like I'm up 6.8, almost 6.9. 100% win rate, 9 trades. That's what it looks like, you know. So definitely, like when I look back, I'm like, damn, why did I not risk like 1.5 here, 1.5 here, 1.2 here? Would have already gotten the payout for sure. But yeah, I'll say pretty happy overall. Pretty happy overall with that streak. But you know, the streak has been insane. Like right now, everything just goes through for me for the way that I trade. So I'm happy. It's not always that way, but yeah. So we'll try to make the best out of this win streak. Yeah, I would definitely move out, but I have to look at my best options. Yeah. Well, you're on Nas right now. Oh no, I think you have the old accounts. Yeah, you have the old accounts, so you can't request more than 1.5. If you had the new accounts, you would have your profit target would have been 3K, but you could have requested like more. You could have requested like 1.5 on the first, 1. No, 2K on the second, 2.5 on the third. So now you could have requested a 15K payout on your fourth payout, which is insane. When what do you need for the payout? I need like 2.2K. So like right now I have a $6,882 drawdown to make 2,200. So like I'll risk I'll risk like 1,000. I'll possibly risk 1,100 on those two trades. Possibly try to do one tomorrow. And the thing is, that's what pisses me off. Is like if I risked 1.2 here, 1.2 here, like I would have been like one trade away. And this is exactly what I said to myself. Like this night on the 21st, I looked at my journal. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna risk 1.2. The next day, this day, okay. So here, the reason why I made this amount of money and not 1.2 is because I was in a call. I was in a meeting yesterday. Literally, I traded during the meeting. Don't snitch on me, but on God, I traded during the meeting. The guy was talking to me, and I had my screen on the left. I was like, yeah, 2 seconds, bro. And I entered two cons instead of three because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna take a full size loss in front of the guy. Then today, what happened? Yeah, today I just got scammed for like 160. So I should have made like around like 1,000, and because the range was pretty wide, I couldn't enter more than two cons. If I entered three, I would have risked like 1.8. Join the Moss team for Grand Cup. Appreciate you, Sid. Let's go. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah. What do you mean I wouldn't let that slide? Do you? I think the best thing you said was don't increase your risk, increase your capital. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, you wouldn't let that slide if I was on the meeting. Yeah, bro. Like the guy was talking to me, and like I just, for some reason, I just felt like I needed to look at the chart. And I looked out the left and I was like, bro, there's the fucking setup. Where you know what I mean, Holder? There was like one thing off about the setup. The fact that there was not like a full on breaker. So I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah. I'm just gonna enter for like $800, $900 of risk. And like right now, when I put my TP, like I usually get scammed for like $100 every time. So like I'm thinking about just putting my take profit exactly at the high. So yeah. All right, guys. So Did you guys like the stream? 98 likes. Damn, far away from 200 for the Lightning account. Think I'll receive it before CPI tomorrow. I don't know, bro. I don't the payout maybe because you already received payouts. So like the first payout would take a little bit longer because if you don't have a Rise account and you need to accept stuff. Yeah, I took one trade, bro. I took this right here. That's the only trade I took. Like we could go over here and take a look at all the trades that I took. So today I took this along right here. Yesterday I took this short right here. Win. Then I took this short right here. Win. I'll have them all on video. I took this is all on Twitter also, so like I took a short here. Why doesn't it doesn't show it, but on God I took a short here. 16. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I took one trade. And I'm leaving. So yes, sir. So appreciate you guys a lot for showing up. I lagged a little bit on Tradeify TV. I'll try to like I don't know why I'm lagging when I go there. Like today was all right here, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But I appreciate you guys so much for being there, showing love all the time. Make sure to use code AMOS for the highest discounts on Tradeify. You guys already know this is what funds the streams. This is what funds all my giveaways. And just to support your boy, you guys already know what to do. There's CPI tomorrow, so you guys already know it's an easy way to pass your accounts that I love to do usually. So I'll be live tomorrow at the same exact time on Tradeify TV, so 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And I'll also be live tomorrow on my YouTube channel from 1:15 all the way to like 2:30ish. So again, appreciate you guys so much, and I see you guys tomorrow. Much love.